Kia ora and welcome to another Waihapi Forage finished object video. Today I'd like to talk to you about a designer called Payne. He's another New Zealand designer and I've chosen to make this pattern here, which I'll take off and risk having hat hair, which is pretty tragic. Hat hair everywhere. So this is the pattern here. It is Quarantarium, his latest pattern on Ravelry. So I started doing this pattern as a knit along in the Outlaw yarn layer. So check out that Facebook page into my stash and chose to use two other yarns. This is what's left of 50 grams that I had of Bohemia Gothic 10 ply. This is a possum, alpaca and Polworth blend. A beautiful yarn to work with, and I'm using the Mahana, which is from Skeins. This is the natural colour and it is 80% alpaca, 20% Polworth. Beautiful yarn to work with. 14 grams left of this one and not very much left, so I originally used 50 grams and 50 grams to make this hat. So it's worked out a lot longer because, of course, being an 8 ply yarn, an 8 and a 10 ply yarn, it is actually longer in stitch height. The pattern was originally written for a 5 ply. This hat weighs in at 78 grams for this. The original pattern, if you knit it in the Bohemia Sport weight, which is Polworth possum alpaca blend, it'll come in at about 40 grams, so 2 balls you'll easily get 2 hats out of. This was a very fun pattern, really loved doing it as a knit along, progressing from here to here to here. It is a fun knit. You can knit it in an 8 ply, it'll be great in a 5 ply, and I'm really keen to try that out again. So I hand painted the charts when this was a knit along because I didn't want to be looking at the screen all the time. So this is what the hat looks like inside out. You can see really nice and neat even tension here. I did find it hard keeping the tension a little bit looser up the top, but I think with blocking I can actually save that. It wasn't too bad, but be mindful keeping these floats sort of as loose as possible without being too loose. So one of the main things that I was focusing on is always choosing what colour I wanted to be always going underneath and what colour I wanted to be always going over the top, and keeping that the same throughout the whole pattern. So you can see here the white yarn is actually underneath the darker colour. So this is the row here. You can see there, that is the row, and this is going under the dark stitch and the dark is going over the white. The white is going underneath and the dark is going over the top. And what that does is I want the white colour to be more dominant, so I want that pushing forward and I want the dark colour to be receding. If you think of it as the more thread that I have, it's going to be pushing forward, it's going to be pushing itself forward, and the darker colour is going to be receding because I wanted more of this to sort of fall back, because the dark colour does recede visually anyway, but I wanted to have some nice defined lines. And if you keep that consistent through the whole knit, you're going to get very clear shapes and very clear defined lines. So you can see here, see how this is pushing forward. The whiter is a little bit looser and the dark colour is a little bit tighter, and that gives it that nice defined shape of the colour work. So I'll show you how I like to block my knitwear, more like steaming, so it's a spa treatment for knitting really. So I wouldn't do the rib because I don't want it to expand. I want these stitches to expand and relax into where they are. So this is quite a damp cloth. I'm going to place it over my hat. If this was a sweater, I would actually just put the whole garment onto the board, but because this is a little bit rounder, I think I'm just going to shape it here. So what I want to do is see that steam coming off, avoiding the rib because I don't want that to expand any more than it is. There we go, and I'm going to just do the top here. So this is just giving the fibre a chance to open up. Alpaca really loves this treatment. I didn't want to do too much aggressive blocking. I just want the stitches to relax and where they are. So now I will lift it up and the stitches are nice and opened up. I'll just turn it around here. I can feel that's where the warmth is. So I'm going to put this cloth back over. Still quite damp. And I want to hear the sizzle. The crown of the hat, I'm going to get another piece where it's nice and wet. And so that's coming along really nicely. And there we have it.